we are a big family. Everybody in the colony is a family.
Everyone just sticks together. We always try to make the community happy.
We need about 5 more people.
Hey, Lawrence, we need help. You sitting in there laughing at me. This ain't funny.
It's a hot day in Colony, Alabama, with the high at 95 degrees. However, the heat is not stopping this community from gathering together for their annual Colony Day celebration. In 1873, Coleman County, a North Alabama county, was founded and contained sundown cities, which prohibited blacks from being in the city after sundown. Black farmers settled in an area known as the Colony, which is 19 miles south of Coleman. The Colony was a safe haven for African Americans, since it was the only community where they were not threatened for their lives. After 150 years, it still stands today.
I was born in Colony, grew up in Colony, only left for 1 year. I went to Cleveland, Ohio, and I did not like the city, and I came back to my small town of Colony.
Life here, as a kid growing up, there was a whole bunch of stuff going on. We did have a full-blown summer program, we had a water park.
You know, most people say that small towns are kind of like deserts. One time a lady said Colony was a food desert. Well, you know, she didn't know the history of Colony. Colony has never been a desert for anything.
There's a lot of history here. This place was formed with freed slaves. When they freed them, they gave them land. They thought it wasn't good, but it was good for raising cotton. It was good with the red soil and stuff.
So if you go back and you do the history of Colony, you'll see, man, we are a strong people. Man, everything that we had to go through here in Colony, Alabama, when we talk about the history of blacks in Coleman, Alabama, period, it's the strong, rich history that Colony has to offer.
If you don't know about it, when people say, well, what is that? And you can tell them, well, it's the small town in an all-white county where all of the African Americans come, and that's it. It's home. Like, what else can you say? Colony's home.
Colony became incorporated in 1981, and that came about because people learned that there was things that we could have here in our community by becoming incorporated.
Gwen's Uncle Clyde and Elizabeth Malcolm, they worked very hard at getting Colony to become a township.
In 1996, Colony elected Earlene Johnson as the new mayor. During her term, she brought life into the community by applying for grants that helped fund Colony's library, daycare, and community center.
The one thing that I wanted to do, I noticed people were getting grants. I said, well, if I had a chance to become mayor, I would look into it and ask why could Colony not benefit from some of those grants. They said that they would help us to get a grant to build a community center because parents were really afraid for their kids to go to Coleman at that time.
After former Mayor Earlene Johnson's term ended in 2008, Colony began to decline. People were moving away as there was nothing much left for families. It took a member of Colony's younger generation to step up and bring life back to the community.
I got involved because basically to get the community center back open again, and all the younger kids that's under me, they would always be like, we can't get in the gym, they won't let us in the gym, can you help us out? And I just felt bad for them. I was like, you know what, we had that growing up, so I was trying to just bring it back.
Colony's heritage is being preserved each year by having our little Colony Day celebration.
Colony Day is where people that live here, people who was raised here, returns back home. This the main guy for the watermelon. The main watermelon guy. Don't nobody buy watermelon unless they buy it from Matthew Cole. Yeah, this is my uncle.
Okay.
They set up tents and bring their grills or their fryers, and they cook their food and just fellowship with one another. We have different activities. Most of all, we just all be united together.
My favorite thing about Colony Day is seeing people that I haven't seen in years and just enjoying the good food and camaraderie with everybody.
So I would have to say that my favorite event about Colony Day is actually just seeing all the families coming and setting up their tents, or even on social media, just like, hey, are you coming here, or where are you going to be at here? Just making those reconnections, people you hadn't seen in years.
Coming out here and meeting all our families that's been out of town and we hadn't seen, and this is fun day. We get to dress up and have a good time.
My favorite thing about Colony Day is the food.
The food.
My food specifically is hot dogs and hamburgers.
You in the cook-off? One contestant in the cook-off. His name JB. Big Red Barbecue.
We're all family. We look out for each other. We have to take care of each other.
Most people would call it homecoming because Colony is a big community, but it's mostly a family.
Breeze feel good.
It took a young woman to come up with Colony Day, Jasmine, and I've been over backwards to help her any way I can on Colony Day.
We used to have a tradition. Somehow we lost it for some years, but with the help of Jasmine, we're bringing it back, and I love it. I think it's necessary.
I would have to commend Jazz for doing this because it's really bringing the rich history back to Colony Day.
How are you? I'm hard at work and she's riding around on the golf course.
It's home. It's home. I've lived here all my life. And I love Colony.